Okay, I've been wanting to do this video for about a month now, but I really wanted to wait until I proved the gear out and been hiking with it and overnights on it. I haven't been on any long through hikes, but anyhow, this is a 50-liter Go Jam Light. My base weight is 15 pounds plus food and water, which is where I want it to be. And got a lot of opportunity to improve the gear if I'd spend more money, but again, I didn't. So here's the Go Light Jam 50, and I'm just going to show you what's in here. So on one side I have 16 ounces of denatured alcohol, which is an awful lot, but I like to have extra. 1 liter thin Nalgene, and then on the outside pocket I have 2 things. One is what I call my junk drawer, and this is 1 pound, and it's got my Aquamira, some daily vitamin, emergency blanket, stormproof matches, an extra platy bottle, ear plugs, my first aid kit, my repair kit, all that's in there. That's 1 pound. Call that my junk drawer. I've also been experimenting with these Frog Togs. They're 12 ounces, and of course they're disposable, but they work pretty well. For lighting, I just want to show you pretty much what I carry. And again, there's opportunities to improve this gear. But I carry a Phoenix E11 single AA flashlight. I have an extra battery, and then I'll have either a Leatherman juice or my folding knife, and then in this little pouch I have my lighter. I have some denatured alcohol, which is labeled, that's I use to prime my stove, and Vaseline. So I just keep this in my pouch. I can put it on my hip belt or whatever, and that's all right there. If it's cold out, I keep the denatured alcohol for priming in my pocket there. Right, this is my food bag. Can weigh anywhere between 3 pounds to 8 pounds, depends on what I have in there. I try and dehydrate my own meals and use tuna and jerky and peanut butter, things like that. Here's my cook kit, weighs 19 ounces. Some soap and scouring pad, the GSI ultralight coffee filter. What I do is I make 2 cups of coffee in the morning using the stove and that filter. It's a drip filter, and then I have a 16-ounce Nalgene with some neoprene and Reflectix, so that makes a semi-thermos. It's not perfect, but works okay. And then here is my cook pot and stove and cozy. So there's my cozy. I got a 1 liter anodized aluminum pot, weighs 8 ounces, so this total kit weighs 19 ounces. That's my priming pan. Here's my cat can stove. So I use that denatured alcohol to prime it if it's cold. I got a little medicine thing here for measuring out my alcohol. Usually half an ounce is more than enough to get 2 cups going. A little windscreen, little chamois type thing, and then the pot in there. Now I could get a titanium pot, but again, it costs money. This was cheaper, so it's 8 ounces total, and then a little cup. So that all works pretty well. I'm pleased with how it nests. I'm pleased with how it packs. Everything's pretty good. I don't have a top for the cozy. I just use my hat or bandana or whatever. Just fits in this bag. It's a little tight, but it works. I'm used to this, and like I say, it works. On my body, I'll have a pair of these mittens, fingerless mittens with the flap, and a hat. So this is good to, again, down to about 20, 25, even less. And you'll see in my clothing I have extra gloves. So here's my clothing. Takes a little bit to get out. I used to use compression sack, but this is lighter. Here's a Sea to Summit 13 liter Silnai bag. And in here is all my extra clothes. Extra pair of mittens, like I said. One bad thing about these fleece is once they get wet, they're pretty useless. If I'm hiking and it's cold out, I might use the silk long johns. Here's a t-shirt, synthetic t-shirt, my merino wool top. If it's really cold out, these are thick base layer fleece that I'll use at night. Extra pair of socks isn't in here, they get washed, and a down vest. Very warm down vest, pretty old. That weighs 3.5 pounds. So that's everything at night. Now, one thing I really found helpful is I have this cheap nylon coated wind jacket here, but it weighs 10 ounces, which is a lot. I'd like to get a Patagonia Houdini, but they're $100. This really works well. I can go into the 20s and just have a t-shirt on underneath, and once I'm hiking, you're fine. Of course, when you stop, you gotta put on the warm gear. Sleeping, again, down to 35. I've got this cheap synthetic bag here. It compresses fairly well for synthetic, and it weighs 3.5 pounds. Again, saving for the western mountaineering alpine life. I got a cut down ridge rest. This is my back panel. I took the back panel out of the jam. This weighs 5 ounces. It's about 36 inches. So I use that as part of my sleeping system. And then here's my ground cloth, which is kind of heavy, 12 ounces. Probably get some Tyvek, but I have this taped up into a bathtub-like floor. So for my tarp, that works well. ProLite small, that's 11 ounces. So for the 2 pads, it's 16 ounces total. Again, it works pretty well because it gives me extra cushion, especially on hard surfaces. Here's my 10 by 10 urethane tarp. Weighs 23 ounces, a little heavy, but lots of options. I'd like to get a lighter version. Looking at the Wild Oasis by Six Moon Designs. It's 13 ounces. Tent stakes, and that's it. And I'll just do a real quick thing about the tent stakes here. One of the things when the ground gets frozen, it's pretty hard to put tent stakes in. Again, it doesn't get, like 10 below zero, but anything below 32, once that frost sets in, you can't put tent stakes in. There's not enough snow to use deadfalls or deadmans. So I use these landscaping nails. They're heavy. They weigh an ounce each. I understand it's a lot heavier than titanium, but they're cheap. They're 21 cents at Home Depot, and they work well. And if they're frozen in the ground and I have to leave it, I don't like to. It's no big deal. It's 21 cents instead of $4 for a titanium stake. So that's it. 15 pounds. Thanks for watching.